sarcophagus open, red-hooded cloak soaking of oils essential, glowing from my mental. Some slide with a coward glide out the temple. Arrogant, egotistical, pseudo-mysticals. Silence from lips telepathic and graphic. I'm communicating with identified ships, objects flying in zigzag and symmetric patterns. My pyramid core looks like a cavern, spiritual war, reflecting off the raging cauldron water bubbles. No burning wood smell, no heat but cough doubles. No smoke watching broken puddles. Glass flowing, grass growing, foaming smoking nozzles. To minds, my words are fossils, colossal. Dirty moors appearing as doubting apostles. Glowing lower chakras, fireflies in bottles. Won't give enough light and minds to get me out the darkness. Spirits around me, soul and heartless. All five senses shock watching a walking carcass. Wires poking out from foreheads, blink to answer iPhones. Mouth tubes going through nose to lungs to smoke hydro. One time I travel so far, chasing a star, dodging comets, zooming past quasars. One time I travel so far, chasing a star, dodging comets, zooming past quasars. One time I travel so far, chasing a star, zooming past comets, dodging quasars. One time I travel so far, chasing a star, zooming past comets, dodging quasars. MC sarcophagus open, from slaves to cyborg psychos, hatching through the door as rage leaks from pores. Black hole, not vinyl, watching it spiral. Disciple of the archetypal, hip-hop revival. Impulses versus suicidal impulses. Bonafide genocide, I'm crucifying vultures, not absorbing into cultures. Burst out like Gamma Bay, I'm like Alhambra days. My veiled sunglasses are not rapper shades. I'm seeing aliens with locks and turbans, not grays. Floating off the platform, greeting me with Islam gestures. Blue flame corkscrew around scepters, using a portal as an entrance. Galactic world pendants with some solar flare, double helix necklace. Couldn't believe what I'm seeing, I gotta get this. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, dodging comets, zooming past quasars. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, dodging comets, zooming past quasars. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, zooming past comets, dodging quasars. One time I traveled so far, chasing a star, zooming past comets, dodging quasars. My MC sarcophagus open, sitting at the table are ascendant masters, not descendant pastors, telling me about silent brotherhood mysteries. And Drew Ali conquering the 6 degrees, becoming the logos to reteach his stories, to get us off the mental slave trees. Telling me to study the works, not slander from jerks. Conspiring with de facto jurisdictions for perks. Taking de jure paperwork to corporate clerks. Be mindful of dirty moors, throwing dirt on your worth. At that time, up stood one of the turban sages. Created a timeline in space to show the ages of all the galaxies, universal places of existence. Explained from a distance. Inner, under, and overwhelmed realms of persistence. Indoor bright with the sun's light. Moon, wax and wane in my brain, energy gunfights. Indoor bright with sun's light. Moons, wax and wanes in my brain, energy gunfights. One time I travel so far, chasing a star, dodging comets, zooming past quasars. One time I travel so far, chasing a star, dodging comets, zooming past quasars. One time I travel so far, chasing a star, zooming past comets, dodging quasars. One time I travel so far, chasing a star, zooming past comets, dodging quasars.
KGP Beats.
Time is wasting, I use the mind elevation. Mind elevation. Time is wasting, I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation. Time is wasting, I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation.
I know it's a lot to digest, but that doesn't mean you should digress. Stay on the studies, knowledge is power. As man think it's always he, be a lot in man, G-O-D. Generator, operator, destroyer. Hold up, give it a chance before you throw in the towel and call it quits. Take time to think what the prophet Drew Ali did. He bankrupted the U.S. so you could be free. Brought back El-Bay, Al-Day, and Ali. He brought back civilization, founders mainframe. Not only in appearance but an abstract strain. Brought back the constitutional folder game. I know pigs got guns.
KGP Beats.
Time is wasting, I use the mind elevation. Mind elevation. Time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation. Time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation.
I know it's a lot to digest, but that doesn't mean you should digress. Stay on the studies, knowledge is power. As man thinketh, so is he. Be a lot in man, G-O-D. Generator, operator, destroyer. Hold up, give it a chance before you throw in the towel and call it quits. Take time to think what the Prophet Drew Ali did. He bankrupted the U.S. so you could be free. Brought back El-Bay, Al-Day, and Ali. He brought back civilization, found his mainframe. Not only in appearance, but an abstract strain. Brought back the constitutional folder game. I know pigs got guns, just maintain. Put the guns down. Have you lost your brain? They got nukes, tanks, and drone bomber planes. Yeah, black power, but RBG, a Moroccan flag colors. Can't you see? I know your sight is going, but you're not blind yet. It's all in your mind anyway, so don't mind threats. Life is too short. Not talking to rap pimp, calling himself nigga when that's a chimp. Cave dweller, hey fella, a monkey is who you think you are, you stupid junkie. High off ignorance and ignorance. From sheets warning you of King Alfred plans. It's not about being in courts, but make them hear you. Declare your nationality, don't let them scare you.
Yo, the time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation. Time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation. Time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation. Time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind
50 posts a
elevation.
day of brutality on Facebook. I know it's a lot, I still say study law books. Cause uniform pigs, wolves with badges creep. Ready to sink teeth in cause you act like sheep. Passive and docile, needing a shepherd. And the one you choose got rooms with flush checkered. Compass and square sigils with a G in the middle. Have masses follow them like he's playing a fiddle. Have masses follow them cause masses scared shitless. Stay witless but post a world star when they bear witness. Always waiting for the rights from civil trickness. All your black leaders are on King Alfred hit list. Dirty Moors smelling like they got shit dipped. Picture for Aquarian age, make them switch hit. Like when I found 2 ounces and did a quick flip. From black to Moorish, American gives devil split lips. Men walking with slit pupils and lipless. Talking my language like this is Genesis. I used to be one of society's menaces. Acting devilish makes me shake my head every time I reminisce about the past. Living fast at night, no days. Full ahead of ways and low throw days. I know those days won't be coming back again. Change is good, but I still beg no friends.
Time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation. Time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation. Time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation. Time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation.
Conscious coons trying to school me with limited knowledge. Taught to them by overseers from Master's College. 5 G's a year, I call that robbage and racketeering. Mental slave boats got mine stacked to the ceiling with info and data. Too many more haters. This in the Moors birthright is this in yours, player. Conscious coons chasing MCA fiat paper. Not to be mean, but pyramid schemes for later. Grabbing at your attention like air and don't care. Looking at a computer screen with a dead blank stare. I'm the Moorish MC, no pranks here. If you're too punk to be a Moor, just stand fair. If you scared to die, you better throw in the towel. A lot of black African groups, movements are vowel. Bow well, they say Moors, but they talking black shit. That's still brown, I think you brains in backwards. Common sense broke his neck from a backflip. Some knowledge people get is like a crack epidemic. Nothing but denial. When I call them a Moor, they don't even watch the German Moors class with Moor and Bay. Didn't watch Moorish Connection to hip hop. NBA nigga slaves got youths in flip-flops and minus degrees like he's Bosch in Miami Beach. So hungry with money and fronts in his teeth. Of lab weed or chemicals he always reeks. Not saved by the bell, punk or rap and screech. MC Captain teach the same boys on Backstreet. Get in the booth, run through beats like track meets. I call Nia KTS and calling out as witness. Moorish MC, when I rap I spit gifts. Rapping blood clot dummies are on my hit list. Blowing through the air, no kush, just natural mystics. I stay lawful, they want me legalistic. I'm on the corner schooling young gods you call mystics.
Time is wasted, I use the mind elevation.
I
I use the mind elevation. Time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation. Time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation. Time is wasted. I use the mind elevation. I use the mind elevation.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gate Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes it a little of a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gate Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes it a little of a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm rob bass, mix it with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets told me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Saute, rapping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J, Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it. So the snake's still showing up, stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gate Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes it a little of a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm rob bass, mix it with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets told me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Saute, rapping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J, Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it. So the snake's still showing up, stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for light, the book of Genesis. Astral plane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life, finish him.
Moorish or more, key man or oracle. Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Facts slap a dirty more or a Drew Ali critic. Calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved. Or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brainwaves, squashed by heat waves. Activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile. Reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real. All I see is false evidence. DA are feminists, stomped on by elephants. Won't like go prejudice, but want Moorish benefits. When you feel the cold magnetic resonance. Apis horns of the sacred bull called Maleficent. Great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness. No pestilence, ace all the testaments. Tap into remembrance, never to forget again. Use energy right, not put spell effects on men. Wandering the earth plane with no they live shades. Keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades. It's been decades since Christian crusades. Not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets. Holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday. War ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
Want to give it a try? Bet you won't give it a try. Bet you'll dodge. Bet you'll dodge. All you do is dodge. Dodging. You're just dodging. You really want to know how come you're just dodging? How come? Let's just check something. Just check something. Because wondering, what are people really trying? I really wonder what they're trying. They're trying hard, super hard. They're trying super hard. They're trying so hard that they're trying so hard that I bet you they played you. I bet they played you. I bet they played you. Because you're trying too hard to take away the true foundation that has been laid and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. So the only Masons we rep for, is the master teacher, Ali Melbay, who we know he's a Mason. But he's not out here teaching about Masonry. He's teaching about Moorish science, Moorish history, Moorish law. You're not out here, they're Washita, but they're not out here like Indians. And Dawes rolls and all that BS. They're Moors. But he's a Mason. So we rep for him. We rep for the master teacher, C. Freeman, who we know is a Mason. Because ain't no way you have all those degrees and you're not a Mason. But he's not out here talking about Masonry. He's talking about Moorish science, Moorish history, Moorish law. This is rvbaypublications.com, where all the haters are never going to bring them up and say, go here to learn. They're going to tell you, go to their website. And they would never tell you their website and RV Bay Publications. They're just going to push their stuff because they're traitors. Because you can't say that you're Moorish anything in 2021 and not give honors to RV Bay Publications. And if you don't give honors, we know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that you are an infiltrator of the Moorish nation, and your job is to destabilize what we're doing as Moors through this institution called RV Bay Publications that every Moor been on that website. And no Moor could say they can't say this website when they say theirs. If they're not, they're a fraud. I'm telling you they're a fraud because none of them been around before RV Bay Publications. Again, except, C. Freeman L., who we know is a Mason. Dr. Ali Melbay, who we know is a Mason. Asir the Duke of Tears, who was the only Moor talking about Moorish whatever on Sonnet or stuff before any Moors were on there talking about anything. And again, Ali Melbay, who's a Mason, and then these people let him talk on their stuff. He wasn't there talking about Masonry. He's talking about Moorish history, Moorish science, Moorish law. That's what the demonstration is, nothing else. Oh yeah, we know God's nation, God's nurse nation, Islam, Rastafarian. Yeah, we know all that. Nwapian, we know all that. Black Indian, Dawes rolls, we know all that. But none of that matters because we're Moors. So the campaign right now, 2021, is the nail in the coffin. And then you could just check whatever statistic you want to use to show that they're out here murdering people. Then Moors are sitting back watching people get murdered because they set themselves up to do that. They set themselves up to get that. They set themselves up to get kidnapped. How are you getting kidnapped? What are you doing? Where are you Where are you in your mind space that you're going to be walking somewhere and somebody's going to come in a van or something like that and kidnap you? What are you even doing somewhere that could even happen? So you're going to take some responsibility because it's nail in the coffin time and the coffins are piling up. And then you go to India, they're burning bodies. What are they doing that for? To get rid of the evidence. Of course, they're going to depopulate the most populated places first. That's why this stuff started in Asia. Because that's where the highest concentration of Asiatics are. 20 of them in one house for countries. Billion people or whatever. King Alfred Plan said they're going to put you in the oven. Vaporization techniques. Vaporization techniques. You're looking at Moors. We don't know what we're talking about. Okay, well, let's see. Because there's some Moors who people say they know what they're talking about when they don't know what they're talking about. How you know that? You can't say that. Yes, I can, because they don't write for rvbaypublications.com. They're a traitor. What you mean, how are they a fraud? Because tell me one time they mentioned rvbaypublications.com. And if they never mentioned it in the past year, let's say, you go back, check all their videos. If they don't mention rvbaypublications.com, they're probably a traitor. And they're really against you. I don't care how much their Shungite whatever worked. And you got everything you wanted in your life because you blew on this stone that some more over there gave you. Doesn't matter. Because you have to give honors to the foundation. You cannot bypass the foundation. Especially you telling me that you're repping for Moors, but then you're not even honoring your foremother and forefather. You're being a traitor. Right? This is treason right now. This is treason.
So look at here, Moors, with the Moorish American travel document. If you look inside, there is the entire Moorish Zodiac Constitution. And
the entire Zodiac Constitution is in the Moorish American travel document. Right? The entire Zodiac Constitution is in this Moorish American travel document. On the cover of their stuff, they don't have the Great Seal on there. On the cover of their stuff, that's not the Great Seal. That's some stuff somebody made up. Yeah, but I went on the plane with it and then they stamped it and whatever. That doesn't matter. It's still a fraud. And obviously, if it's a fraud, they're going to let them through because these people are running fraud too, giving you a passport. So they're letting fraud slide on every level. Fraud is getting a pass on every level. Because if the people who, remember, these are Moors. They proclaim their nationality and all that stuff. They know about their birthrights. Right? These are the people who we're talking about right now. So these Moors know that any instrument that comes from U.S. or Canada is a corporate instrument, because those aren't countries, those are corporations. So they can't issue documents for citizenship, nationality, whatever. They can't do that. They're a corporation. So we're saying we don't want to do that. We want to just be ourselves. So now to create a document from a document that existed before, because when we go back and check CMB, right? When we go back and check CMB, he founded the Moorish American Institute in 1965. '65? (2018). We're going to rep for something from 1965, or we're going to rep for something 2000, because CMB never ever used this symbol. Never ever. So if CMB never used this symbol, then the works of CMB are not supposed to be in this document. Not only because that is very malicious, very corrupt, and very treasonous. Because CMB himself told these Moors, Clock of Destiny, Moorish birthrights, Great Seal, Zodiac Constitution. Great Seal, Zodiac Constitution. Not Eagle with a Fez on Constitution. Not Moroccan flag Constitution. Nothing that somebody made up and gonna pretend like, oh, because I'm a Moor, we have the authority. No, you don't. Because if you had the authority, you wouldn't be saying that you're something else and using some other symbol. You'll be just using what was given to you. And then given to you by the 33rd, 360-degree Master Mason, free Master Moorish astrologer, Moorish Constitution lawgiver. Why? Why Moorish Constitution lawgiver? Because he's from Moorish Science Temple. Then Noble Drew Ali told these Moors, make your own laws. And what he do with his degrees that he got from those people called Masons or whatever like that? He founded Clock of Destiny, Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs, Moorish American Institute, right? National Culture Club. It's not just some Negro organization. If he's going to be filing stuff in the Library of Congress or whatever, and they're accepting his filings that he put there, then how are you repping under some other different name? Why don't you just rep under him? Not because of some cultish following CMB. No, because what he did was for the Moors. He didn't do that for himself. Why? Because he was a student of Noble Drew Ali. And he was one of the students who actually and factually didn't take the money when Noble Drew Ali died. When U.S. corpse came to all these Moors who were under surveillance and all that stuff, and started putting numbers to them about finance they're going to get, sell out the Moorish movement, CMB is about the only one that didn't sell out. Of all the adepts that were around Noble Drew Ali, all the heads of all the temples going all down into Pittsburgh, Ohio, even Oklahoma, St. Louis, Moors being there. This Zodiac constitution for the Moorish nation of North America, referred to as Negro, African, Indian, West Indian, and colored people, and white people and Jews, one's reproduction of this constitution is subject to penalty. This constitution is the foundation of my copyrighted book, Clock of Destiny, Volume 1 and 2. Do you know that that's fraud? If CMB said there should be no reproduction of this constitution and it's subject to penalty if you copy it, why? Because it's for that jurisdiction. That has nothing to do with anybody else. And keep in mind, he said that it was for the Moorish nation. He didn't say it's for the Clock of Destiny club. They didn't say it's for the institute that he founded. He said it was for the nation. That means your stuff. Then what did you do? Have nothing to do with it because you don't even know about it because these traitors sold you out. And have you chasing them when you should be really looking at CMB and where he brought you? You're looking at somebody over here that's telling you they brought you some travel document, but they're using CMB stuff and not even giving him honors by calling their stuff his stuff? Well, why? 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 Because pre these people's travel document, Moors had their own travel document. And it's a card and you could get on or wherever you have to go with it. Because it's been around for longer than this. And this is letting you know that this nationality and identification card bears the great seal of the Moorish Empire. What did these people decide to do? Tie themselves back to CMB by presenting the identification as being of the Great Seal, not some stuff that we made up yesterday. And instead of them getting on board and putting the Great Seal on this document and giving it to everybody who has a nationality card, all they got to do is show this and they get one of those. That's how the Moorish nation would work. If that works like that. If that works like that, what he would have did was went to the Great Seal and said, listen, I've worked these arrangements out with China or whatever, that everybody could get Moorish travel documents with the Great Seal on it. We're going to take the numbers that you have, put them in it so that everything coincides with each other. And then we can start nationalizing our people. If these people say that they want to see a passport to go anywhere, okay, fine. We got a passport and it's recognized all over the world. And then every Moor that gets it, it has Great Seal on it. And then it's one standard color. And then everything is going on with, just like they got a picture of Noble Juali in there, they got a picture of CMB in there. Because to not have the Great Seal on the cover of this means that that's fraud. Because Great Seal already been around giving out identification and never did we say we need a passport to do anything. Because we're standing on the principle of this right. And then this right not only goes into Great Seal and CMB, but this right also goes back to Noble Juali, who's the foundation of this. And this is not to get off of tickets. And this is not to get off of charges. and because you didn't pay your child support, you want to get one of these so you could free yourself from slavery because you found out that somebody's doing fraud and all. No, that's not what this is for. This is your nationality and identification card for proof of who you are. And who you are is dependent on what you're doing. And if you're acting like a nigger, this is not going to apply to you. It doesn't matter if you call yourself Bay and L or whatever. This doesn't apply to you because your actions are niggerish. So this doesn't apply. This does not apply to you committing fraud. That's why they make up their own stuff. Because the standards to exercise on this is higher than the standards to exercise on this. What's the standard? We're saying 1956. And then if you're really not down with that, then 1920s Noble Drew Ali, as far as who we are and our position as Moors. These came 2018. And if these people are saying that they're going on vacation and all that stuff right now, they should be using that thing to get over here since they're on vacation and do what they're supposed to do for the nation. But then about that, they want to stretch out on the beach. They want to get tan. They're not using their right to travel to go paint mom's kitchen or whatever. They're using it to go down there and do BS. And then say that they're Moors. No, you're not. You're fiction. Just like the stuff that you're holding, claiming that it has the whole Zodiac constitution in it. So that means this is credible. No, it's not. I don't care if it works. I don't care if it works. You go to every country in the world with Moorish American travel document, it's still a fraud. Just like every other passport on the planet, that's a fraud. Because you call it travel document, that means it's not a passport. It's a passport. Using it to pass the port. Everywhere you go on the planet, you're going into another corporation. That's a port. Not going to a country. Not until you get into the mainland and talk with the Aboriginal people. You're just a foreigner. The Constitution is the foundation of my copyrighted book. This is copyright infringement that these people are doing as Moors. This is the fraud you're getting yourself into because you're looking at, yeah, I used the travel document 500 times and I got everywhere I wanted to go on the planet. So what happens after the earth plane when you have to own up to those actions of willingly going with fraud? Because people have been told you that these people are fraud. And Noble Drew Ali said this is divine and national. And we're showing you nationally these people are fraud. And you're not hearing what we're saying. You're not even considering the divine part of it. That you're going to have to hold those actions when you get off this earth plane. Violating Moorish law is not some stuff you're going to get away with on the soul plane. You're going to have to hold that. Whatever that is, when you get there, you find out. I suggest you do stuff properly while you're here. And if you're talking about your Moors and all that stuff, you better take this stuff serious. There's no passes on the soul plane. There's no oops trip and you know you could recover. So plain you trip you right back here. You even get a chance to say but. Be like that baby. Come out the womb. Face just mad. Freaking tripped. Back here again. Have to do this again. Yeah, because you thought you figured something out. Moors, trust me, we figured it out. Stuff just looked messed up for Moors because we're waiting for everybody to catch up to where we're at so we can get some stuff done. 20 Moors pulling the pyramid bricks. Right? But all these pullers of the bricks don't want to just come around the circle so we could use our mind power and move the bricks. Nah, we don't want to do that. We want to be over here struggling because the struggle is real for our people. So we're just going to pull these pyramid bricks across the sand and we're just going to make this happen because Amen Ra is going to shine the light on us or whatever. No, how about we just get together, put our minds together and move the bricks? That's where the Moors mindset is at. Nah, they don't want to do that. They want to make their own image, put that on a passport, call it a Moorish travel document, and then have the people even more confused when they get that.
Moors, with the Moorish American travel document, if you look inside, there is the entire Moorish Zodiac Constitution. And when you look at Article 3, there's an explanation in Article 3 that Moors, the lawmakers of the 48 states Union USA, hold no such authority to command or mandate Moors to pay taxes. Right? So we have that. And also inside, there's your AA 222141 with...
No, right there, that was fraud. Right there, that was fraud. How is it fraud? Let's read Article 3 of the Zodiac Constitution that they have in their so-called travel document. Article 3. Taxes and military exemption for Moorish Americans, the Bays and Els. The Moors, referred to as Negroes, definitely can never become members and citizens of the Union Society of the 48 States. Therefore, they cannot be forced or drafted into the Union, USA Army, or military service to fight for the Magna Carta code of white supremacy against themselves. The lawmakers, so that's for all the highwaymen and all the Asiatic highwaymen that think they can be a highwayman and they can be a army and they can be a military and they can be a SEAL and they can be a whatever. They're actually fighting for the Magna Carta code of white supremacy, which that code is against them. They're fighting for the thing to kill them. The lawmakers of the 48 States Union Order cannot force the Moors, the Bays and the Els to pay taxes because taxes without representation is a supreme violation of the Moorish Zodiac Constitution birthrights of Islam. So when Moors say we're exempt from taxes, that's not because of AAA 222141. We're not exempt of taxes because we have some number. There's Moors who got stopped. They said, what's the number? They gave them any number and the number went through. So it's not about the number. But this is what the frauds want you to think, because they're not going to give you the foundation. They're going to cut and paste it into their travel document, have you thinking that therefore the Moors, when in the document themselves they have the eagle in it. But they're talking about Moorish Zodiac law. That's not the Great Seal. That's not the Great Seal. This is not the Great Seal. That's the eagle. Why is that there when he's talking about AA 222141, Zodiac Constitution right there, nationality card for identification, Moors, but he's showing you the eagle? Shouldn't the Great Seal be there? He's talking about Moors and all that. So these people are committing treason out here. Treason, high treason. And they're claiming to be Moors. And they're for the people. They're not for the people. The stuff is in your face. And people aren't even seeing what's going on. They're running out to go get some travel document that's putting them right back in the jurisdiction, have them writing their name in lowercase and all that, which is fraud. So if you're presenting that to a fraud, of course they're going to let it go through with no question. Because you're committing fraud too. And to call you out on fraud is going to expose their fraud. So they shut the hell up and let you go with your Moorish travel document. Why? Because it looks like a passport with a tassel on it. It's a passport. It's not a Moorish travel document. It's a passport. Because if it was a Moorish travel document, it would be using the Great Seal. Not some eagle that they made up with a fez on it. And claiming that that's the Moorish side of the government. No, it's not. That's the European side of the government. That's the side that's enslaving you right now. Same thing that we're telling you with the army and the military people. That they're fighting for the fraud against themselves. And then having you go with it. Paying $160 for this. We already told you we had conversation with them, 2-hour phone call. Because we saw the vision. But we want Great Seal on it. No, you can't do Great Seal. We gotta do Eagle. What do you mean you gotta do the Eagle? Why are you doing the Eagle? Thought this is for Moors or whatever. Yeah, well, you know what I mean? We found a way to But why wouldn't you just go with Great Seal? Why would you put some other stuff? Why are you making up stuff? And then because of Kudro telling him, why do you have Negroes in the Moorish travel document? They had hella people in it. They had all types of people in it. Claiming, oh, well, they're Moors too. What do you mean they're Moors too? They're Negro black colored entertainers. Negro black colored politicians. What are they doing in a Moorish travel document? That's why all that stuff took out of Noble Drew Ali's pictures in there now. They had the fake picture of Noble Drew Ali sitting next to Marcus Garvey. They were using that as the picture for Noble Drew Ali in their Moorish travel document. The ones that they sent me, the pictures that they took with their own camera to send me, to show me what they look like, because we were going to get those for Moors out here. They didn't want us to put Great Seal on it. Why not? We're Great Seal. Aren't we Great Seal? Like you're talking about Zodiac Constitution and stuff. Nah, we're the Moorish American consulate, and you know, Taj said this and Taj said that about consulate and the consular position, and from China I'm taking a consular position and all this. Why don't you just say you're a Great Seal? Like what? I don't don't get why you're making up some stuff. Remember, they just mentioned Article 3, Zodiac Constitution, right? The lawmakers of the 48 States Union Order cannot force the Moors, the Bays and Els to pay taxes because taxation without representation is a supreme violation of the Moorish Zodiac Constitution birthrights of Islam. When the Union lawmakers denounce their immoral Magna Carta Code and resort to the Moorish Zodiac Constitution, then the Moors are compelled to pay taxes because everyone of the nation will be equally represented by it. There is no room in the science of Freemasonry, the Zodiac, for mystic God, religious worship, race, color, ignorance, war, crime, slavery, and human injustice. So that's also in Article 3, not just some taxes like they're trying to make you think. And really the reason why you're not compelled to taxes is because taxation without representation is a supreme violation of the Moorish Zodiac Constitution birthrights of Islam, not AA 22141. That's not why. It's not because of that number. This is birthright. This is not filings in Library of Congress.
With a whole couple of pages, few pages of explanation about the AA 222141 and the things that actually support it. So it's there, nobles. It's all there. And like I said, it's always good to have two forms of identification, right? So when you have your national card and your MATD, you definitely can't go wrong. But just to show you, the AA 222141 is in there along with the entire Moorish Zodiac Constitution. All right, nobles?
Nobles nothing. Not taking your nobles. We don't want nobles from these people. They're treasonous. Using CM Bey now, just like they use Taj Tariq Bey, just like they use his face, put his head on everything. Just like they use him, they use Noble Drew Ali, they use CM Bey in order to push their little whatever that they're trying to do to get their little fame and popularity crap instead of doing it for the nation. Everybody with a nationality card should be just sending their picture in and getting this for free. It's made in China. There's no way it's 160. There's no way you're paying 160 for that. Cost of that, there's no way. The cost to create that in China. You've seen the pictures with him sitting down and he's surrounded by them and all that. 160. And then you fell for it. You fell for the okie doke. Because you thought you can buy your nationality. Again, committing fraud. So they're telling you nationality cards and whatever like that. And they're on vacation. They can't do anything right now. Like birthright stops or something. How does birthright stop? What do you mean you're going on vacation? What you mean the government's announcing, hey, we're going on vacation? Well, which people told you you could go on vacation? What are you talking about? And how are you abandoning your posts? Think about it. If we go try to make some counterfeit passports right now, and you're going to buy those by the thousands, how much do you think you're paying? each. It's no different than when we talk about people with the monetized videos and whatever. If they're making 6 figures from YouTube uploads, why are they asking you to pay for stuff? Like, why shouldn't they just be giving you the stuff? Because they're already getting paid in the back from the monetized videos. They're getting 6 figures. You can't live off 6 figures. You need more than that. People are getting burned right now in the oven because they're stateless. And you think some virus BS? There's population control going on right now. Demolition Man and all that going on right now. RoboCop and all that. You see the robot dog they just used to catch some people? It's RoboCop right now. Wake up, sleepy. Oh, you never seen RoboCop? You better go watch RoboCop. You better go watch Total Recall. Not a new one. Go watch The Governor. Go watch The Governor tell you in movies. Keep playing. You better study. You better study. Because the stuff is not looking good for you right now. At all. You better get yourself in order with the right body and mindset of Moors that are really doing this from the right place. So some of these other people messing around with, they're going to get you in trouble. They're going to get you in trouble. Matter of fact, there's people who just got out of trouble and they're back talking again. There's people who just got out of trouble and they're going on platforms talking. And you're telling me people aren't agents. They're trying to help our people. And I'm not even like Sabir and certain people. I'm going to say you have to give me finance to come on your platform. I'll come on your platform for free. I'll come there for free. I don't need no handouts like that. This is about nationhood and getting this word out. There's more that's going to tell you. You want to have a phone call? 2 hours? That's 200. And they expect you to pay. And majority of you people paying. A servant is worthy of his hire. How is a servant worthy of his hire when there's Moors right now teaching gardening right now to youth? Just because they're outside in the garden and then the youth man walks by, you're going to tell them 500 to come learn? And they want to learn or whatever? If you're telling me that's not traitors, then something's wrong with you. We already know these people are traitors. It's not even anything to question. We already know that they're traitors. We're looking at you. What's wrong with you? How you caught up paying $160 for some nationality card and stuff, writing your name in lowercase, talking about there for the Moors, but then they're using the eagle, which is the Inquisition. Hold on a second. So Moors went out and bought Moors went out and bought a Moorish travel document with Inquisition insignia on it, talking about their Moors. Does that make sense to you? Isn't that the same thing that therefore they cannot be forced or drafted into the Union, USA Army, or military service to fight for the Magna Carta Code of white supremacy against themselves? So why are you helping these people fight against yourself? Oh, for some little benefits because you went to go take selfies on the beach. You got some selfies on the beach, so that means we're Moors. Right? We're Moors because you use the travel document and you're taking pictures from the plane going wherever you're going. That's why we're Moors. You know? That's what it's about. No, it's not. That's not what it's about. You're fronting. And we know you are. Because you're really not about uplifting your people. That's why our people suffer. Because we have a holy covenant of the Asiatic nations brought to us by Noble Drew Ali that we have to look out for our brother and sister. And majority of y'all not looking out for your brother and sister. So, hey, it is what it is. Deal with the consequences. Deal with the consequences. Those are your options that you chose. Because you could have did stuff right, but now you want to follow treasonous people. And then question Moors who are trying to tell you, oh, these people are treasonous. Well, could you prove the date and time of the... What are you talking about? What more needs to be proven? They're claiming Zodiac Constitution and aren't even using the symbology of the Great Seal. They're making up their own stuff. And then you think because you got on the plane with it that it's legit. Which lets us know that your perspective is totally wrong about what this is about. If you think it's just about getting on a train and going somewhere. You don't even know where you're going. You just want to use your stuff to go places. Don't even know where you're going. Are there any back research where you're going, find out where the Moorish whatever it is, so when you go there you can go do some research or something like that? None of that. You're going there to sit on the beach in your thong. Take selfies. Making snow angels in the sand because you used your Moorish travel document to go on a beach. We'll drink cocktails and eat lobster tails. And then get back here and don't even do a report for the Moors on what you found when you went on your vacation. So we can put some information out for our people so they can know that this is everywhere in the world. And when I was wherever I went as a Moor, this is the reception that I got. But nah, they don't want to do like Sheldon L. Just document it for you. They want to document it and then tell you 800, 5 million. Because the servant is worthy of his hire, and I was holding the camera and the sun, so I had to. All right, 2,000. Playing you, and want to know why we're suffering. Don't forget they're burning people in India right now, getting rid of them. So you keep thinking Moors don't know what we're talking about, and you know what you're talking about. But you don't even have a nationality. Trying to tell Moors something. Trying to tell Moors something. We're not hearing it because we know better. We're not Negro, black, colored. or any of these fictions. Because anything in fraud allows fraud to exist. And once it's fraud, then it's void ab initio. It's void from its inception once it's fraud. I don't care what happens after that. Once it's fraud, it's void at its inception. If you did it for 25 years and then they found out that it's fraud, everything you did for 25 years is gone. It means nothing because it was fraud. And that's what's going on. And again, they are going to use the stuff, but they are not going to give honors to the foundation. If you have any questions, put it in the chat in all caps. He wasn't selling people travel documents. He wasn't selling travel documents. This is what these people are supposed to be doing. If they're claiming Zodiac Constitution and all that, this is what they're supposed to be doing. You let me know if they're doing any of this. The Moorish American Institute was founded by CMB, 1965. It was organized and headed under the name of Clock of Destiny National Cultural Club. Its doors were open to students who sought the teachings of Noble Drew Ali by CMB at 8916 Cedar Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio. CMB continued those teachings from 65 to 69 at the above location. At that time, Cleveland, Ohio was the only city where the lessons of CMB were being taught. After the establishment of Clock of Destiny National Cultural Club, CMB moved forward to form another group. At one time, there were as many as 4 different organizations headed under Clock of Destiny National Cultural Club operating in the city of Cleveland. Even though CMB was closely affiliated with James Johnson Bay in 1956 and considered him as a vital functioning entity for the distribution of this knowledge, James Johnson Bay formed the now existing Moorish American Institute in 1970, which was housed at 2844 Woodhill Road, Cleveland, Ohio. The institution has always maintained original teachings of Noble Drew Ali, passed down through the various teachers since 1965, and prior to the establishment of the Moorish Science Temple and its acquisition to religious connotations. As direly expressed, so as not to cause confusion to those who are seeking religious principles, Moorish American Institute is not a religious organization or a church. Our sole structure is based upon logic of universal knowledge and scientific definitions thereof. Moorish American Institute specializes in the teaching of Moorish history, zodiac science, yoga, and many other sciences that tend to aid humanity in understanding the universe which surrounds and is within us. When the true Moorish history is known to the Asiatics, they will no longer have a reason to resent the Europeans. Upon completion and through understanding of the student's 10-week introductory course, he or she will then have acquired enough tools to enable the student to be issued a Moorish American Institute nationality card. At this point in time, students are then advised to continue their pursuit of even higher studies through the circle of mothers and sons. Within this circle, the student acquires a broader scope of universal law, an effect wherein he/she will become totally able to utilize the tools and skills obtained in order to display intelligence, uprightness, and to become productive individuals, mentally, physically, and spiritually, and to help others like themselves continue to struggle to revive and recognize and reorganize that which has been lost from us during the time of Asiatic rulership over the masses. It should be noted to all prospective students of interest that during the course of learning, one will come to know things that average laymen may term deviating or slick. Caution is advised to all in that this knowledge should never be exploited or hustled for personal gain over those who are not aware of it even exists, nor how to best apply if their own personal benefit or success, be it to themselves or to the nation as a whole. Failure to adhere to such warning would only result in the destruction of the perpetrator. Right, so all you people who are going to be going down with the ship, you better check yourself. You better check yourself. If you might be going down with the ship, I suggest you check yourself. Because these people aren't even letting you know what they're setting you up for. Playing this fraudulent game of recreate the wheel and then sell it to you when it was already presented. Caution is advised to all in that this knowledge should never be exploited or hustled for personal gain. Telling people $160 for a passport, that's a hustle. Especially if it's made in China. No way it's 100 notes to make that. No way. There's absolutely no way. If we can talk to places in China and they're gonna give us 1,000 fezzes at 3 notes, 5 notes, 7 notes of fez for 1,000. There's no way these people are making paper stuff and string stuff and telling you 160 and you're not up in arms. You're not up in arms? They're in China right now. You know, people are mad because Stephen Marbury was selling shoes for 20 notes. Do you know that they were mad and they shut him down? Because it costs 5 notes to make a shoe. It costs 5 notes to make a shoe. In China. And you're getting some numbers of thousands. You get numbers of thousands? Millions? How much do you think you're paying? You know what shoes these people sell? Think of what shoes they sell. And then shoe costs $2 to make. How much profit you think they're making telling you 500 for shoes? How much profit do you think these people are making? Telling you 160 for an ID that has their name in lowercase, doesn't even have a great seal on it. And it is talking about CMB and filings in the Library of Congress or whatever like that. But then they're talking about against the Magna Carta, but then they're getting those made in the place that's in support of Magna Carta. Because if they weren't, they'll be telling them, FOH, go talk to the Moors in America if you want to make IDs for Moors in America. Why are you here? And then how come you're not using the travel document and going back to America? Well, COVID can't travel. Okay, all right. All right. This is not about making some profit. The only profit in this is Noble Drew Ali. There's no other profit in this. That's the only profit. And CMB was down with Drew Ali 100. No violating anything. Noble Drew Ali up front in everything that CMB did. You had to have the teachings of Noble Drew Ali as a prerequisite to be Clock of Destiny. Noble Drew Ali stuff wasn't discarded like how all these other people do. They don't even bring him up. They only bring him up on a special day and all this. When Noble Drew Ali's teachings were embedded in the teachings of CMB. Shouldn't that be the standard for everybody who's claiming that he's third, 33rd, 360. And he's saying honors to Noble Drew Ali. He's higher than all these YouTube people that you have. Who you got? Name them. Who you got on YouTube that you look at, conscious guy or whatever? You name them. You tell me any of them have more degrees than this? Find me one. Find me one of those guys who you people listen to from all these other denominations that don't say that they're Moors, that has 3rd, 33rd, 360 degrees, Master Mason, Free Moorish Master Astrologer, Moorish Constitutional Lawgiver. Pull their name up. Pull up anybody who has more degrees than that. So, if they don't, why are you listening to them? If you got this as a standard. If you have this as a standard, with this card that's been around since 56, how come you're chasing after Johnny Come Lately? You'll learn. You'll learn. It's going to be at the point of a sword, but you'll learn. Because we already told you that they're burning people in India right now, if you think it's a game. If you think it's a game, people are burning right now. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Peace and love to all the Moors. Keep up the good work, Moors. Keep up the great work, Moors. Islam to all. Honors to all the mothers everywhere. Honors to all the mothers. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And we off this.
Invasion. Watch for democracies, hypocrisy, philosophies, fear and shock factories, pseudo-pop mockeries and poppy fields, blocking swinging chops without Moroccan shields, industry demonic, thoroughverse and spokes and stopping wheels, coffin fields empty, buried in the battlefields, working on the streets is walking in some cattle fields. King Alfred Bruisem, lover mental snoozing, sleepwalking and talking, cell phones are soothing, minds disappearing, genetic memory erasing, don't even have a job but they get you for tax evasion, hot like a frying pan, crying fam lying men, use gadgets spying men, no loyalty just buying friends, no credit debt slaves, walking over paved graves, enslaved, enraged, marriage to death prearranged, Mike Sufi genie, bomb tracks bikini, stupid niggas call my fez bucket hat when they see me, but won't ask a thing or drink the water that I bring, but when the Pope comes, they kissing on his ring, they rather drink a rapper's flow from the black fountain, Pied Piper got the dead lined up in the invasion. Watch for democracies, hypocrisy, philosophies, fear and shock factories, pseudo-pop mockeries and poppy fields, blocking swinging chops without Moroccan shields, industry demonic, thoroughverse and spokes and stopping wheels, coffin fields empty, buried in the battlefields, working on the streets is walking in some cattle fields, King Alfred Bruisem, lover mental snoozing, sleepwalking and talking, cell phones are soothing, minds disappearing, genetic memory erasing, don't even have a job but they get you for tax evasion, hot like a frying pan, crying fam lying men, use gadgets spying men, no loyalty just buying friends, no credit debt slaves, walking over paved graves, enslaved, enraged, marriage to death prearranged, Mike Sufi genie, bomb tracks bikini, stupid niggas call my fez bucket hat when they see me, but won't ask a thing or drink the water that I bring, but when the Pope comes, they kissing on his ring, they rather drink a rapper's flow from the black fountain, Pied Piper got the dead lined up in the thousands, confusion with illusions, infusion with sorcery, won't give up my birthright no matter what they offer me, no deal, push the red button, I'm going home, or on, close my eyes, meet Yasanel in Vendome, the fire that we put on Rome, make their walls shake, Islamism grand chic, not spelled like shake, open minds, not sky, don't when you enter my zone, I wouldn't call it murder when I snap the neck of my clone, trying to escape with the Moorish temple charter, Peter's face the Tartar, no making me a martyr, third eye and larger, aura is my armor, when I plant a seed in man's soil, rhyme farmer, use the alma rap sorta like an almanac, keep listening, sleepless hip-hop insomniac, Moorish MC, call me that acquiesce, don't call back, just fall back, any rapper after 95, all whack, their flow just trickles like drops on icicles, rappers need training wheels on their rhymesicles, keep people's mind pickled in a lost realm, when it comes to Moorish MCs, I'm at the helm. Invasion. Trying to escape with the Moorish temple charter. Peter's face the Tartar, you know making me a martyr. Third eye and larger. Aura is my armor. Aura is my armor. Aura is my armor. Invasion. Trying to escape with the Moorish temple charter. Peter's face the Tartar, you know making me a martyr. Third eye and larger. Aura is my armor. Aura is my armor. Aura is my armor. Aura is my armor. Invasion.